At the beginning of this story, we are shown a completely different world, a world where only robots exist. Not just humans, but even animals and birds are robots here. In this robotic world, we meet a robot named Herb, who is running all over town filled with excitement because he's about to become a father. In this world, robots don't have babies naturally. To become parents, they must buy baby robot parts, get them delivered to their home, and then assemble those parts together to create a baby robot. When Herb reaches home, he finds that the baby robot parts have already arrived. Together with his wife, he carefully starts assembling them. After hours of hard work, the baby robot is finally complete. They lovingly name him Rodney. As time passes, Rodney slowly grows up, but as he grows, he needs bigger and better robot parts. The problem is, Rodney's father is very poor. He works in a restaurant, washing dishes just to survive. Because of this, he cannot afford new robot parts for Rodney. So Rodney is forced to use old second-hand parts from his cousins. Because of this, he faces many difficulties growing up. One day, Rodney attends a function with his father, where he sees a huge and impressive robot. Curious, Rodney asks his dad who that robot is. His father tells him that is Big Weld, the greatest scientist in the world. He helps robots everywhere with his inventions. Hearing this, Rodney excitedly asks, "Can I meet him someday?" His father smiles and replies, "Yes, one day you will." From that moment on, Rodney starts watching Big Weld's TV show every single day. In the show, Big Weld showcases his company, a place where robots bring their ideas, and those ideas are turned into real inventions. Big Weld always says something powerful. It doesn't matter what you're made of. It doesn't matter if your parts are old or new. You are perfect the way you are, and you can change the world with your ideas. These words deeply inspire Rodney. He begins experimenting at home, building robots on his own. One day, Rodney creates a robot that works perfectly at first, but suddenly, it goes out of control and starts destroying everything around it. Just then, his parents walk in. Rodney quickly hides the robot before they notice. That same day, his parents surprise him. It's his 12th birthday, and they've brought him new body parts. But when Rodney sees them, his heart breaks. They are female robot body parts. Time passes, and Rodney somehow completes his graduation while wearing second-hand parts. Now he works alongside his father in the same restaurant, washing dishes every day. One day, Rodney notices something painful. His father's body parts are so old that they are literally falling apart. His father tries to hold them together using tape. This breaks Rodney's heart. To help his dad, Rodney secretly brings one of his inventions to work, a robot that instantly cleans all the dishes. Everyone is shocked. But suddenly, the restaurant owner arrives. The robot panics and starts running around, breaking every dish in the restaurant. The owner becomes furious. He insults Rodney and his father, calling them old and poor, and throws them out of the restaurant. That moment changes everything. Heartbroken, Rodney decides to go to Robot City to prove himself with his inventions. His mother tries to stop him, filled with fear and sadness, but his father encourages him and says, "I truly believe you will do something great." After saying goodbye to his parents, Rodney begins his journey to Robot City. After hours of travel, he finally arrives, and he is completely amazed by the massive city. There, a red robot suddenly starts taking Rodney's pictures without even asking, and then demands money. These are local scam robots who trick new visitors in Robot City. Rodney refuses to pay. Now Rodney is determined to reach Big Weld Industries and show his inventions, but the city is so busy that no one even stops to listen to him, and this is where Rodney's real struggle truly begins. At the entrance, a company guard stops him and asks, "Why are you here?" Rodney confidently replies, "I've come to show my invention." Hearing this, the guard opens the door, but just as Rodney is about to step inside, the guard suddenly shuts the door in his face. Rodney is completely confused. Then the guard laughs and says, "I was just joking with you." He explains that outsiders are no longer allowed inside. Those days are over when anyone could walk in with new ideas. The company rules have changed. Rodney can't believe what he's hearing. The Big Weld he grew up watching, the one who loved new ideas and new inventors. How could he allow this to happen? Meanwhile, inside Big Weld Industries, we see that Big Weld is no longer in charge. In his place stands a newly upgraded robot named Ratchet. That the company will no longer follow Big Weld's old principles. According to Ratchet, making parts for old robots causes more loss than profit, so from now on, old robot parts will be discontinued, and only new upgraded parts will be produced. His assistant carefully suggests, "What if we sell upgraded parts at lower prices, so older robots can also upgrade?" But Ratchet gets furious. He hates old robots and wants them completely wiped out. At the same time, Rodney manages to sneak inside with the help of his small robot, desperate to show his invention to Big Weld. But Big Weld is nowhere to be found. Instead, Ratchet storms in, throws Rodney's small robot out of the building, and sticks Rodney to a powerful magnetic machine, forcing him out of the company. Because Rodney remains stuck to the magnet for too long, his body temporarily becomes magnetic. Metal objects begin sticking to him uncontrollably. During this chaos, Rodney gets attached to a gas cylinder and is dragged far away before crashing down hard. Elsewhere, we see Ratchet's mother, who is destroying old robot parts with the help of her henchmen. Ratchet arrives and happily meets her. He proudly tells her, "Don't worry, soon all old robot parts will disappear from this city. One day, there won't be a single old robot left. Only upgraded robots will rule." On the other side, Rodney wakes up inside a trash bin. Suddenly, a red robot appears. His name is Fender. He's the same robot Rodney met earlier at the station. Fender grabs Rodney's leg part and tries to run away with it. Rodney chases him, struggling to get his leg back. In the middle of this chaos, Fender's head suddenly falls off and rolls onto the ground. Soon, we meet Fender's friends and his sister Piper. They all try to fix Fender's head, but none of them succeed. Rodney also finds his small robot again. Together, they go to a shop to buy parts for Fender's head, but to their shock, there isn't a single old robot part available. Big Weld Industries has stopped making them. The shop now sells only expensive upgraded parts. Everyone feels helpless. That's when Rodney steps forward. Using his skills, he easily repairs Fender's head without needing new parts. Fender is overjoyed. From that moment on, they all become good friends and take Rodney to their home. Life there isn't easy for Rodney. He faces many challenges, but somehow he learns to adjust. And this is where Rodney finally finds something he had been searching for all along: friendship, hope, and a reason to keep fighting. The next morning, Rodney and his friends are talking about finding Big Weld, when suddenly they hear loud noises coming from outside. Robots are shouting in frustration because they can't find a single old robot part in any parts shop. Rodney and his friends step outside and see that many old robots are suffering. They can't afford the expensive upgraded parts, and without replacement parts, they're slowly breaking down. When the robots notice Rodney, they rush toward him and beg him to help fix them. At first, Rodney refuses, but after thinking for a moment, he agrees. Together with his friends, Rodney starts repairing old robots one by one. Meanwhile, we see Ratchet relaxing in his office when his mother suddenly arrives. She tells him that a new robot in the city is repairing old robots for free. She warns him, if old robots learn how to fix themselves, who will buy our upgraded suits? Our entire plan will fail. Ratchet smirks and replies, "Don't worry, I'll find that robot very soon." Soon after, Rodney receives a letter from his parents. The letter reveals heartbreaking news. His father's condition has become very serious, and he urgently needs a robot part. Reading this, Rodney becomes emotional and prepares to return home. But just then, his small robot informs him that Big Weld Industries is hosting a special function today, and Big Weld himself will be attending. Hearing this, Rodney regains hope. Disguised, Rodney and his red robot friend somehow manage to sneak into the event. But instead of Big Weld, Ratchet appears on stage and announces that Big Weld couldn't attend today. The moment Rodney hears this, he becomes certain that Ratchet is hiding something. Rodney steps forward and shouts, "You're lying. I believe you've imprisoned Big Weld and taken over the company for yourself." Ratchet explodes with anger. He orders his guards to arrest Rodney and drag him away. But before they can capture him, Ratchet's assistant quickly helps Rodney and his friends escape. In the next scene, we see the red robot dropping his girlfriend home. While returning, Ratchet's mother suddenly arrives in her vehicle and kidnaps him. On the other side, the assistant brings Rodney to a mysterious building, the place where Big Weld has been locked away for years. Outside the building, Rodney sees countless letters left by Big Weld's fans, letters that were never even opened. To enter the building, a special mechanism is required, one that no one has ever solved. But Rodney does the impossible. He unlocks the door and steps inside with the assistant. Inside, they find Big Weld's experiment room. Rodney is completely amazed. Everything he used to watch on TV is right there. Suddenly, Rodney notices a symbol made of leaves. When he touches one leaf, all the leaves begin to fall, and in the very next moment, Big Weld appears before them. Seeing Big Weld, Rodney is overwhelmed with happiness. Rodney excitedly shows him his invention, but the small robot becomes nervous and accidentally short-circuits itself. Then Rodney explains everything: how Big Weld Industries has stopped making old generation parts, how only upgraded parts are being sold, and how poor robots are suffering. Rodney says, "The robots need you right now." But Big Weld replies sadly, "I can't do anything. I'm an old generation robot. This world needs its new CEO." He then advises Rodney to stop all this as well. Seeing how much Big Weld has changed, Rodney feels heartbroken, disappointed, and confused. He leaves with the assistant, but what Rodney doesn't realize yet is that this disappointment is about to turn into his greatest test. On the other side, we see the red robot trapped inside Ratchet's mother's factory, where old robot parts are being thrown into giant furnaces and completely destroyed. The robots there try to kill the red robot as well, but somehow, with great difficulty, he manages to escape and save his life. Next, we see Rodney talking to his parents on the phone. His father's condition has become very serious. With a weak voice, he asks Rodney, "Did you meet Mr. Big Weld?" Hearing this, Rodney feels completely broken. He tells his father the painful truth that Big Weld is no longer the same, that he doesn't care about anyone anymore, and that Rodney feels like he has lost. Listening to this, Rodney's father calmly says, "Son, don't give up. I truly believe you will succeed in what you're trying to do." Soon, Rodney's friends gather around him. The red robot also arrives. Rodney tells them that he's not going back home. Instead, he's going to stand up against the upgraded robot. Without hesitation, his friends agree to stand by his side. Just then, Big Weld himself arrives. He finally realizes that something is terribly wrong in Robot City, and that the robots truly need his help. Big Weld decides to work together with Rodney to restore Robot City to the way it once was. Big Weld, Rodney, and his friends head to Big Weld Industries. Big Weld asks Rodney and the others to wait outside, while he goes in alone. Seeing Big Weld inside the company shocks all the employees. Big Weld walks straight into the CEO's office. The CEO panics the moment he sees Big Weld. Big Weld coldly says, "I'm removing you from this company right now." The CEO desperately begs, "Please don't throw me out. I only did what was good for the company." But Big Weld isn't moved at all. Realizing that begging won't work, the CEO suddenly attacks Big Weld from behind and knocks him unconscious. Before he can escape with him, Rodney arrives with his small robot and the assistant. They fight off the CEO's bots and rescue Big Weld. Enraged, the CEO chases them, using a massive magnetic machine. While escaping, Rodney repairs Big Weld, bringing him back to consciousness. Just then, the assistant arrives with a huge magnetic vehicle and attaches Big Weld and Rodney to it, trying to take them to safety. But the CEO follows them with another magnetic machine and begins pulling them back. The chase leads them straight into Ratchet's mother's factory. Rodney manages to disable the CEO's magnetic field, freeing everyone. But suddenly, the assistant's vehicle crashes, sending Big Weld toward the molten furnace inside the factory. Just as Big Weld is about to fall in, Rodney rushes forward, stops the machine, and saves Big Weld's life. At that moment, the CEO appears inside a giant combat robot and surrounds Rodney and his friends with an army of bots. But then, Piper arrives, leading robots from all across the city. Every robot stands with Rodney because he was the one who helped them when no one else would. A massive battle breaks out. Using his courage, intelligence, and pure determination, Rodney wins the fight. The CEO is finally defeated. With the CEO gone, Big Weld regains full control of his company and announces that from now on, Big Weld Industries will once again produce spare parts for all generations of robots. Hearing this, the entire city celebrates. Later, Big Weld visits Rodney's home and brings new body parts for Rodney's parents. Rodney's mom and dad are overjoyed. They feel incredibly proud of their son. Finally, Big Weld announces to everyone that from this day forward, Rodney will work alongside him as a partner in Big Weld Industries. And with hope restored, dreams fulfilled, and Robot City reunited, so if you believe in stories that inspire, in characters who fight for what's right, and in dreams that change the world, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing movie stories, share this video with someone who needs motivation today, because just like Rodney, you are good enough exactly the way you are.